In this chapter, we're going to cut out the skirt, and I think it's really important that we'll have a little chat before we go right in there and cut it all out, because you have got the option of cutting out your skirt along the selvage, or you can cut it out from selvage to selvage. And when you do from selvage to selvage and your fabric is only 120 wide, which a lot of the Michael Miller fabrics are, then you will need 4 pieces. So you need to cut that depth of the skirt, the length of the skirt, 4 times. So the first thing to do is to find out the height of your child. That's the top of the head to the sole of the feet. And then you check that height, please, on your chart for the skirt. So we don't want to go by age, we just go by height. And say it's 134 centimeters here. Okay, so I've got that one. Now, the second thing I need to decide is whether I want to do a flat yoke at the waist or whether I want it to be gathered. And if I want it to be gathered, I'm going for this chart here. And then I can see here that the depth of the skirt, that's the actual length, is going to be 33 centimeters. Now the next thing you have to decide is whether or not you're going to cut it out of 4 panels across the fabric. That means the fold is on that side, the selvage is on this side, okay? So I'm cutting across the fabric. That's the second decision. The other option is to cut along the selvage, and that way we only need 2 panels, but you need more fabric. If you want to do it in 2 panels, then you would go to the skirt where it says 2 times, cut along the selvage, and I will know that I need to cut 2 pieces, 2 meters 60s long. If I wanted to make it with a flat yoke, then I'd move over here. And when you look at your fabric requirement chart, let's do that quick so we can thoroughly understand this. You can see here that for 4 panels, you need only 1.20 meters. And if you have it with 2 panels, you need 2.60 meters. So you can see that there's a huge difference in meterage that you need. But if you'd rather work with the 2 panels, then I would go for that. I'm going for that. When you look at the layout plan as well, you will notice that whether your girl is 1-year-old or she's 12-year-old, if you're cutting along the selvage, you can get everything else out, and your requirement will simply just be 2.20 meters, 2.60 meters, or 2.80 meters. If you want to make everything in the same fabric, if you are doing a contrast for the skirt, etc., then of course you have to go by these fabric requirements on here. And that is how to cut out the skirt. Let's have a look at my pieces, which I've already cut out. I've cut it along the selvage, and the selvage here is the woven edge of the fabric. I cut it along there to the exact measurement, and I also cut the exact length. So I've got my 2 pieces here finished, and I can now go and start cutting out my bodice and my lining.